So, welcome to the fourth day of our Kartik Mas meditation. Today is 24th October, Sunday. So, this session is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. And we've been seeing the importance of hearing, and we spoke about Shravanotsav. There are some beautiful verses we've been seeing. I'll just go quickly to today's words because the importance of. Okay, let me just reflect on yesterday's words, which we saw, which all of you saw. We meditated on this beautiful picture of Krishna, and then this verse from Bhagavatam, one of my favorite verses. So the verse was, Dhanyasma mudhagatayo piharinya ya nanda nandanam upatta vichitra vesham akarnya venuranitam saha krishna sara pujam dadhurvirachitam pranayavaloke. So this verse is spoken by the gopis, if you recall, and the gopis are glorifying Dhanya. Dhanyasma mudhagatayo. Mudhagatayo means a person who's born in the animal species. So the gopis are telling, oh, what glorious is this deer. Dhanyasma mudhagatayo pi harinya eta. Ya nanda nandanam upata vichitra vesham. So when the deer is seeing the beautiful dress of Krishna, the Pitavasa, she's running, and the gopis are telling that the deer is more fortunate than them because the deer can bring its husband. Dhanyasma mudhagatayo pi harinya eta ya nanda nandanam upata vichitra vesham akarnya venuranitam saha krishna sara pujam dadhur virachitam pranayavalokai. Akarnya venu ranitam. So the moment it hears the sound of the flute of Krishna, Akarnya venuranitam saha krishna sara, along with its husband, then it worships Krishna. Pujam dadhur virachitam pranayavalokai. How does a deer worship Krishna? Interesting, and we saw this yesterday. It's, you remember? The glance. It's fixed in its glance to Krishna. Pranaya avalokai. One of the friends of Manu his name is Pranaya. Pranaya is love or affection. With affectionate glance, it is looking at Krishna. Pujam dadhur virachitam pranayavalokai. So the translation was, blessed are all this foolish deer because they have approached Maharaj Nanda's son, who is gorgeously dressed and is playing on his flute. Indeed, both the doe and the bucks worship the Lord with looks of love and affection. Pujam dadhur virachitam pranayavalokai. So yesterday also I had shown that video where when Krishna plays the flute, how it has the effect on the entire residents of Vrindavan. How it is so captivating. So the difference between the eternal associates of the Lord and all of us is the absorption they have in Krishna. So what is this absorption? Just before entering into this main temple hall, I saw Sridhar and I asked him, how are you feeling? I'm feeling cold, right? So this awareness, this feeling that we are having, that it is cold. Maybe when we go out to another hot place, we feel warm. So this awareness is called consciousness. And this consciousness lies in living entities, not in this table or dead matter. The dead matter is not conscious. It is not knowing that it is cold or it is hot. The consciousness, when it is trapped in the body, it moves along with the body. So it goes to another place, it experiences warmth. It goes to another place, it is experiencing cold. And Krishna says, this consciousness is eternal. Where is the verse? Avinasi tu tad vidhi yena tatam yena sarvam idam tatam vinasam abhyayasyasya na kaschit kartum arhasi. Avinasi tu tad vidhi. It is all pervading, this consciousness. You pull your hair, it hurts. Today morning I woke up for no reasons. There was a pain in my back. So I can experience that. If you stamp on something which is sharp, it hurts. So that consciousness is eternal. That awareness is eternal. But when it is in a degraded state, it thinks I am this body. I'm man. I'm woman. I'm a software engineer. I'm a PhD student. Whatever it is, these are all bodily identification. And when it remains in that degraded consciousness, when it has not reached to the elevated state, one thinks that I should accumulate a lot of wealth, lot of position, lot of money. But imagine if a person dies with that consciousness. Is there anybody that you know in your history, in your remembrance, who died, and when he died, all the money that he had in his bank, crores of rupees, vanished? He took away all his money and went. Unless it's a fraud. It doesn't happen. Or somebody who's born and he's born with all the degrees from his previous life. It doesn't happen. The highest state of consciousness is if we are able to remain absorbed in Krishna. This is the difference between the residents of Vrindavan, be it the deer, be it peacock, be it inanimate object, be it any residents, they are all absorbed in Krishna. In Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful verse which comes describing Sukadev Goswami. It says, Harer Gunakshipta Matir Bhagavan Badarayani Adhyagan Mahadakhyanam Nityam Vishnu Janapriya. Harer Gunakshipta Matir. Mati, the mind, it was not absorbed in any of the material things. It is only absorbed in Harer Gunakshipta Matir. In the qualities, in the pastimes of the Lord. It was fully absorbed. Bhagavan Badarayani Adhyagan Mahadakhyanam Nityam Vishnu Janapriya. Since he was very dear to the devotees of the Lord, he also underwent the study of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam talks the effect of hearing or being absorbed in Krishna's pastime. So today's verse is this one. Nottama shloka vartana jusatam tat kathamratam syat sambhramo antakalepi smaratam tat padambuja. It's a very beautiful verse. No uttama shloka vartana. Uttama shloka vartanam. When we are coming together and discussing and hearing, trying to remember this wonderful pastime of the Lord. Uttama shloka vartanam jushatam tat kathamratam. These are nectar, tat kathamratam. So when we absorb, when we are alive, when our senses are active in Krishna Katha, no uttama shloka vartanam jusatam tat kathamratam. When we are focusing on this, what happens is the assurance of Bhagavatam. Syat sambhramo antakalepi smaratam tat padam. In the antakale, that cannot be any mistake. You cannot think of something. Actually, the state of death or dying is a very painful state. One has to go through a lot of pain of quitting the body. And that time it is very easy to get misled. Sambhramo. Brahma is illusion. Sambhramo, you can get misled and you can think of unfulfilled desires. So what will happen to this? What will happen to that? But here there is an assurance given. Nottama shloka vartanam jusatam tat kathamratam shat sambhramo antakalepi smaratam tat padambujam. It will not happen. You will remember the lotus feet of the Lord. This is the glorious way of departing, the glorious way of leaving this material world, which all of us have to go through. So the translation is, this was so because those who have dedicated their lives to the transcendental topics of the personality of Godhead, of whom the Vedic hymns sing, and who are constantly engaged in remembering the lotus feet of the Lord, do not run the risk of having a misconception at the last moment of their lives. Shat Sambhramo. So if we practice keeping our mind, mati, absorbed in Krishna, like the residents of Vrindavan. They're constantly absorbed. In fact, there is a verse at the beginning of third canto where Vidura, he meets Uddhav, and he is asking, Vidura is asking Uddhav, how's Krishna? How's Krishna and how are the residents of Dwarka? So by that time, Krishna has already left the world, has departed. And when Uddhav hears that question, how's Krishna? He's stunned because he remembers those pastimes and the instructions of Krishna. He's shell-shocked. He's not able to speak. Because they are so absorbed. Oh, Krishna, the son of Krishna has departed. What's the use of living? The mind, the mati, consciousness. This is the perfection of consciousness, Bhagavatam says. This is what Krishna Prema is. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahena. This world which people find it very attractive is Sunyaitam. This is empty, this is void. Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahena. That state is possible, that consciousness is possible if we hear, if we practice, if we meditate, if we discuss, if we reflect, if we remember. It's wonderful nectarian pastimes. So this is the verse for today, which talks about the art of living. And as we are starting our journey from tomorrow, a virtual tour of Vrindavan, it is only aimed at helping us to remember, associate the Lord's pastimes in those very special places. And just by hearing, just by meditating on them, we will be able to not only relish now, but we can relish them at the time of death also. The next thing that we have is Damodara Ashtakam. We will meditate on this wonderful prayer. Actually, I was trying to see if I could compress the first stanza of Damodara Ashtakam in this 15 minutes. I saw it was not happening, no matter how much I try. Imagine this song we sing every year for 30 days. How wonderful this verse must be. How wonderful this song must be. This Ashtakam is. It is actually. Sometimes when we don't know how to offer prayers to the Lord, or we don't have idea, it is good to repeat the prayers offered by the great devotees of the Lord. It is good to imbibe the mood in which they are offering these prayers. And this prayer, every Kartik month, we sing for 30 days. So much of nectar, so much of information is embedded in that. So much of juice is there. And to put that in 15 minutes, even for one stanza, is not possible. But we will hear that definitely during this month sometime. Damodara Ashtakam is very beautiful by Satyavrata Muni. Right now, even if you don't understand the meaning, still absorb yourself in chanting and singing this beautiful song for Lord Damodar and see the translation. These are all very wonderful nectarian pastimes. So over to Kirtan team for Damodara Ashtakam.